I don't know about you, but I don't feel particularly ready to begin Lent. It feels like I just finished opening my Christmas cards. But we have this period of time, ready or not, here it is. The season is now to begin this preparation for Easter, for the joy of this celebration. And so I invite you, with these traditional disciplines of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, to be specific, to be concrete, to be practical, to be realistic about what you can do and what you need to do to better enter into this time of preparation. And some of us resist this with crying and screaming. There's part of us inside of ourselves that I don't want to do this. And we know we need it. And so I ask you to write down on paper, so you commit yourself to some kind of a Lenten program. Here's what I began to do last night. Write down prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And write down at the top of the paper, continue, stop, and start. Make a little chart. Prayer, fasting, almsgiving, continue, stop, start. And pray that the Lord would enlighten your mind in terms of what you need. Not what your neighbor needs, not what your spouse needs, not what your kids need, but what you need to do this Lenten season. What are the practices of prayer that you're already doing that you want to continue? What are the prayer practices that you're doing that maybe you say, okay, I'm not going to do these during Lent. I'm going to do something new. The challenge here is not to load yourself up with so many things that it becomes unrealistic and then you just end up frustrated. I'm not suggesting a program for frustration. I'm suggesting a program for renewal. How about fasting? Fasting is not just dieting. Fasting is saying no to some good things for the practice of building an inner strength within us. What are the things that you want to continue saying no to? What are the things that you may stop doing? And what are the things that you want to start doing? Maybe it's in food, maybe it's in drink, maybe it's in how you view the screens or the amount of television that you're watching. There's lots of ways of entering into this fasting, but that discipline, that aspect of giving things up for the sake of a greater good is essential. It's part of the religious practice of all the great religions of the world. Almsgiving is the third great religious discipline, and it reminds us that it's not just about us. It's about opening our awareness to the needs of the poor around us. Pope Francis has been extraordinary in his witness in this regard. There are so many good needs that we can contribute to, not just financially, but with our gifts, with our time. And I would challenge you to reach out beyond your own private prayer practices and your own internal disciplines of fasting, to open ourselves and connect ourselves to this wider culture with so much pain and so much need. Be practical, be specific, be concrete, write it down. Ask that the Lord would enlighten you as to what you need to do in this season.
Heart to heart, hand in hand, praying for grace to understand. Spirit